Replace the carpet.
Pretty cool.
Anybody working downstairs?
I don't want to fall down these things. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Thanks for coming by to check out another video, another beautiful fall day. And we are heading over to an estate sale, the one that I signed up for on the list yesterday, where I got number 22. So that should definitely be good enough to get us in on the first wave. Hopefully there's lots of exciting treasures inside to be found. Let's go check it out. Well, here we are again, beautiful fall colors. Can't wait to get over to that sale. Looks like, could we park on the other side of the street, or is it only one side? I think we could park on both sides here. Usually you can. Sometimes you can't, but everyone seems to be parked on that one side. So but I'm gonna get over here, get in line, and hopefully get some treasures.
Replace the carpet.
Pretty cool.
Anybody working downstairs?
I don't want to fall down these things.
Holy cow.
This is crazy. This is really cool. Definitely gonna pick this up.
There's a back door here.
Sorry.
This is a reel-to-reel. Gonna plug it in.
I don't think so. Look funny.
Can you move your truck over for me there, sir? Wow. I'm gonna get this.
Look at the two of them together with a little divider. That's what I'd go for. I worked at home with my husband. So
Well, this is stuck to the wall, but that's why you need a screwdriver. Yep, something's hiding under here. Twirl It Junior single hole drill. So that's a single hole punch. It go for anywhere between $15 to $25 depending on the market. Pick this up. This is really cool. I love the old stationery, but I could actually just use this for myself. I just could use a whole big bunch of rubber bands. I like to roll posters up in them and stuff like that. So if nothing else, I'll just use it for that. So I always say look for business supplies when you're out at these sales. Sometimes you just got to grab something based on instinct, and I love this picture of these pilots. So I'm going to grab this. It comes in the frame. This is really cool.
Probably about the only updated thing on the side. That's the newest. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was cool.
So listen, these are,
Look at
aren't
here.
all small.
You should get this. The golf. Billy Stevens, I love Bill. I used to love Billy Stevens. Marsh Landing. Hey, you wear these.
It looks too hot. So I don't want them.
Look at all these.
I know, look at them. I looked at those earlier.
See, people leave this electronic stuff all the time, but a lot of it has value. This piece here that I just put down here, that one could go for over $100, depends. This one here, if it works, could go for about 40. This is a rotor control for ham radio. Radio stuff is super popular, so easy to test out. Now, someone might think it's broken because you plug it in and nothing happens, but you just have to move the lever around, and there you see, it does work. So we're gonna pick this one up as well. How do you like the pink floor, by the way, and the pink paint and the pink blinds? This house is stuck in the 70s, right? Yeah, wow. If you see vintage radio stuff, definitely check it out. Just to give you some perspective, that's the stairs that I came down before. And there's like never-ending rooms. Everywhere you turn, there's a room. You know, I really hope this thing works because it'll go for around 50 if it works outside of the box, but I don't really ever see them come with the case, so we'll have to see. I'm gonna go test this right now. All right, here we go. I flip this switch. I'd say it works. They don't make standards like this anymore. All right, I got everything back in the Primetime Treasure Mobile. That was a lot of work lugging that stuff around. This box is really, really heavy, but that's why I carry it around. But total price for everything, which you can see right here, $30 for everything that you see here. Everything. I mean, I'll get that back and be in profit with just this, let alone all these other things that I have. So we'll talk about some of the other pieces later that I didn't get a chance to talk to you about during the sale. Hey there, what's going on? I am relaxing right now and you are coming over to start trouble. I've got to go downstairs and I got to pack some things that sold and it's going to show people. All right, how's that sound? Does it sound good? Will you let me go and go do that? See how she instigates? If I don't do anything, she paws at me to start battling with her. All right, well, it's great to go out and source, but we also have to list and we also have to sell stuff. So let me show you some things that sold today real quick because I have to make sure I pack them up and get them all ready to send out tomorrow. This here is a little stack of comic books, but inside this little stack is 4 separate sales that total up to $117.50. And each of these comic books I wound up obtaining for 10 to 15 cents a piece, sometimes even a little bit less than the 10 cents, just depends on the collection that it came from. And then I'm going to show you something else that's sold that's not comic related. This one here is Woodsy Owl. It's an issue from 1973. Anything Woodsy Owl that you see, I don't even care if it is a comic book or not. Look into it because he has a strong collectibles following. So if it's a plush doll, if it's a cookie jar, whatever it is, if it has Woodsy Owl on it, definitely look into it. But 10 bucks for this one. Real easy to just pack it up and ship it out. So this one here, X-Men number 105. So this is from 1977. This one is popular because it has Fire Lord on it, and also it is an early X-Men book. So anything in those early 100s to below, if you could get it in decent condition, definitely check into purchasing them, especially if you could get them as a bulk lot at a decent price. So this is definitely a good one there with the near $50 sale on this one. Now this one here is X-Men number 110, and this one has a Warhammer in it, who is also popular. So this one sold for $27.50. Now condition does tie into how well these are going to sell. So these are upper grade condition books. So the better the condition, the better you're going to be able to get for it overall. So those are some older books from the 70s, but these here are more modern books, and this is a character I have talked about often, which is Lady Death. And maybe if Mel's watching this, she's probably a Lady Death fan, I would assume. But you can see here, she's this scantily clad, demonic type of character. And there's no explicit nudity on it. They kind of pushed the bounds a little bit on it on the covers, but you know, nothing too terrible or anything like that. So this set here of 7 books wound up selling for $32.50. So $32.50 on that. So they all, again, it all adds up, and in one day you've got over $100 in sales from these books that come from different collections. One other set of items that I want to show you that's not comic books is this right here. These are called Dorbs. Now, if you haven't heard of these before, they are made by Funko, but they're not the Funko Pops. The Funko Pops are these big ones here, so you can see the difference. They're bigger, they're rectangular, whereas these have a square type shape. Now, these generally are not that popular. Generally, there are exceptions. There's limited editions of these that sometimes sell well, but in general, as a general rule of thumb, these are ones you'd usually want to pass on, whereas the Funko Pops you'd usually want to pick up if you're finding a popular character, one that is has been retired, one that is limited or a special edition in some way. This one was given to me by Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. So thank you again, Chris. He customized this for me. I love it, Merman. But I just am bringing it out to show you the box size. So go check out Chris, by the way. Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler, great YouTube channel. Tons of useful, helpful information over there. And he's getting close to 10,000 subscribers. So go over there and subscribe if you haven't checked it out yet. But the Dorbs, I wind up picking these up in big collections of Funko Pop. So I'll buy Funko Pop collections in the hundreds, and then these are typically kind of just thrown in. And so, you know, I'm not going to throw them out. There's no point in donating them or anything like that, because I could usually bundle them together and get a little bit out of it. So these sold for 15 bucks. They sat for a while, but they eventually sold. A lot of the toys are going to start selling now that it's Q4, so people who are waiting a little bit, they're not going to be waiting anymore. Q4 technically starting in 2 days, but people are already doing their Christmas shopping. And if you're not selling toys or not listing toys, start dabbling in it a little bit if you can, and you'll see that there's a lot of revenue you could bring into your reselling business that way. Well, we're back with 2 more sales this evening. I'm going to show them to you in just a moment. Just a quick follow-up on those 2 Dorbs figures that I just showed you. I didn't mention that they're from the Elder Scrolls video game series. It's a popular role-playing game series. I've played it in the past. That particular one was for part 5, which is called Skyrim. So they named each part different things. If you see things related to Elder Scrolls, it's worth checking into. It could even be a set of video game manuals. It depends on the manual. Like this one in and of itself doesn't sell too well, but if you have a stack of them, then they may sell, because people who play one tend to play the other one. So this one is from part 4 called Oblivion. But I just wanted to mention that because because I didn't say that. But the two other sales that came in, one of them is a comic, one is not. This is the one that just came in actually. This is X-Men number 112. You can see here we've got Magneto on the cover right here. He's a popular character. He's an enemy of the X-Men, and this one just sold for $55. I mean, it's just crazy. It just adds up and adds up and adds up, you know. So definitely, again, reinforcing what I told you about earlier with those early X-Men issues. If you could find those from those low 100s or back, definitely check them out. Another one that just sold is a follow-up to an item you saw me source at a garage sale earlier this year. People who have been following this channel may remember this one. This is a record that I picked up, and it's the only record that I pulled out of the box. And the thing that drew me to it, and I'm going to preface this by telling you I'm not an expert in records, but I've always said with picking, have a few areas that you have expertise in. Like for me, it's comic books and toys and some pop culture things, and then have a bunch of other areas where you know enough to look into a little bit more. And this is a perfect example with this record. The thing that jumped out to me about it is that it's local. You see here how it says WNBC radio. That really jumped out to me because, you know, especially when you look at the back too, you know, you could just see here that this is not something that was mass produced. It was more of a local record, and as a result of that, there's not that many of them around. This one is part 2. Part 1 is more common to find, but this one is trickier to find. So I picked it up for $3 at the garage sale and sold it tonight for $40. So that's another good flip. And you can see here, like just here, $40 for this one and $54.99. I mean, that's $95 just for 2 items. And what's invested in this? $3.10. So you know, just diversify, look into other areas to get into. You don't necessarily have to get into comics or records, but, you know, again, if you're just focusing on one thing and you're struggling with making sales or maybe 2 things, just continue to just branch out into other areas. And if you've been watching my channel, you've been seeing me doing that more and more and more as the channel has progressed, and it's led to a lot of success. So I want to try to pass that success onto you as well by sharing these tips. And I got to pack these up now, and then hopefully we'll get to some other stuff related to that estate sale earlier. All right, I'm back with a different outfit, and that's because it is now Monday, 6:30 p.m. There was just so much stuff I had to pack last night and things that I had to get listed. That between that and my full-time job today, that there was just no way I could get back on here and do the video wrap-up. So we're going to try to get that done now, and I've got to head out of here in about 15-20 minutes to take my son to basketball practice for a few hours. So with that being said, let me tell you one other item that's sold that I want to update you on, which is this. This is from the LGB train set that I wound up picking up, along with some other trains. There were Lionel trains in there as well. This one sold for $57.50. That comes from the estate sale video, Picking Under Pressure. Many of you are familiar with it, but if you're new to my channel, go check that out, and you could see me score all of those trains there. Now, from the estate sale purchases today, one of the things that I wanted to show you, a lot of things I already talked about, so I'm not going to review here. But this one, I didn't really get to talk about much. And the thing I want to talk about with this is that it's just so neat because this is some type of store display or salesman model display for the product. Sometimes they would set these up in the store so customers could come, look at it, see how the device works, and check it out. And you could read the advertisement here in terms of what it does. Sometimes they would actually just carry this around, take it door to door, business to business, to show how it works so people would carry the product. So I just thought this was really neat. Whenever I see store displays like this being sold on eBay, a lot of times they go for $100 or more. And you know, you may have the very last one, or you may have one of the last few that are around. So it's really an item that collectors really look to get their hands on if they could find it. So if you ever see one, you know, at an estate sale like that, I don't really care what it is, pick it up, because again, people really love that stuff. Okay, another group of items that I want to show you are these vintage memory books, memory improvement books. The value on them is kind of hit or miss. This one here could go for 10 to 15 bucks, sometimes a little bit less. Just depends on what's going on at the market at the time. But if it was just this one, I probably would not have picked it up. But then when I saw Harry Lorraine's name, and he's a great instructor on improving your memory. I know because I used his techniques in high school and in college, and I strongly endorse and support his system. I don't get any money for saying that or anything like that. I'm not affiliated in any way. I'm just telling you I used it when I was younger. So when I saw his name, I said, wow, I got to just jump on this right now. So I picked up all three. And, you know, hopefully for this little bundle here, I would like to get somewhere between $20 and $30 on them. So, you know, we'll see. Maybe I'll start them at $29.99. And that would be crazy if it sold for that much because, again, that's what I bought everything for today was $30. All right, so the last product that I want to show you is the Norelco item. Norelco is a brand we tend to associate with electric razors and shavers because that's what they're most known for these days, but they have made other electronic products in the past, including reel-to-reel audio dictation cassette systems. This is an example of one of the cassettes here, and the actual product is inside. I was able to get it work somewhat depending on how I position the ribbon, so I'll do some more testing of it later. I couldn't find an exact comp for this specific model, but that kind of intrigued me more about it because people will buy outdated, vintage audio/visual electronic products, either audio or visual. So this is on the audio side, obviously, but it's interesting, it's intriguing, and for the price that I got it for, it could be even something that, even if it doesn't work perfectly, it could be something that sells for parts. There are Norelco reel-to-reels pre-owned that have sold for $150 or so. So I'm not saying this is going to sell in that range. Again, I still have to test it, but I just wanted to show it to you in case you're curious what it was about, because I couldn't really talk much. There were a lot of people right next to me at the time that I sourced it. All right, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, and we are... What? Oh, he's back. Yes. Thank you for all of you who wrote in about my little friend here. A lot of you said that you want me to keep him. So I think he's pretty excited about that. So I think we will keep you. Yes, he likes it. He likes that very much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. In terms of the names, a lot of name suggestions. Thanks, Mary McQueen and others for suggesting Sammy. We were going to go with Sammy, but then HTK Flippers came up with the name that I just had to stick with. You want to know your name? Okay, your name is going to be Petey. Yeah, Petey stands for Prime Time, PT. Petey. You like that? Yeah, he likes it. All right. So we're going to go with Petey. He'll make sporadic appearances here and there. I don't want to put him in every single video because then he might get annoying to everybody. You don't think you'll get annoying? No, but we'll see. We'll bring him in from time to time and we'll just see what happens with it. But make sure you come by Wednesday night. We have another live show. It's going to be with Tiffany and Hugo. They are part-time resellers and they've got a lot of other things that they do on the side in terms of employment. So we're looking forward to talking to them about how they balance everything out. They are from Sell Quick, Ship Quick, say that 3 times fast, and we're excited to have them come over. So that's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday night. Make sure you come to the Facebook group. That's right, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. And also make sure you hit the like button, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also, lastly, make sure you come to the Instagram account. That's at prime_time_treasure. See you back at the next video, everyone. Take care.